Welcome to another Crafting with Roswell. In your kit for this week's paper quilled heart, you will have a cardstock square and a heart template. So you'll have one heart printed on white paper, and you'll also have a heart printed on a colored cardstock. You will have paper strips in a variety of colors. You will have a tacky glue pot. So it's just clear tacky glue inside for this project. And you'll receive 2 toothpicks. You will also need scissors, potentially more glue. You can actually buy quilling tools, and I'll show you how these work besides using a toothpick. Sometimes they come with tweezers to help you move your pieces around. I've also included in your kit a couple of sheets. I don't have them handy for the video, showing you some basic designs of using quilling paper. And then I have masking tape nearby. I found after I got started with my practice one, it was easier to tape down my heart to then kind of build in my shape loosely with pieces and then transfer them to my final colored cardstock heart that was cut out. And you'll see that step in a bit. So to start, I'm just going to show you that you have quilling paper strips. They can be in a variety of widths, and you do not have to use the whole length. You can cut this to make smaller spirals, to make smaller cat eyes, to make different shapes. You do not have to use the whole strip for each piece that you create. So to get started, I'm just going to cut off a section and show you how to get started. So with a toothpick, I'm just wrapping this around. So you can go at the tip, but I kind of prefer loosely wrapping around the middle. I find it's an easier section to get started on versus the tip and having that angle going on. So you're just going to slowly wrap it so your end is tucked in, and you just keep wrapping your paper. So I'm holding the toothpick pretty firm, fingers lightly on the paper, and twisting, twisting, twisting to wrap it. When you're near the end, you can gently slide it off your toothpick. And so here is one curl. You can go ahead and put your glue on the very end and have it completely closed and sealed. Or like I did in quite a few in my project, I used another toothpick, dabbed it in the tacky glue, added it onto the paper. You don't need a lot, just enough for it to kind of stick on. You don't want too much glue oozing out at you. And just glued it so that I had a little tail hanging out. I just hold it for that to kind of set in place. And there is my first item that could be used for a project. So this is a long, complete strip. And I just want to show you the same approach. If you have quilling tools, you'll notice the tips have a little slit in them. Sorry, forgot where my camera was. They have a little slit. So your paper actually goes inside. You kind of pull it to the end. And then now it's gripping onto your paper for you as you twist. You don't want to do too quick. You don't want to tear your paper. You don't have to do too tight, depending on the roll that you're looking for. Just kind of keep it neatly lined up as much as possible, and then pull out your end. And here we have another roll. So the inside of your roll will look a little different. Using a quilling tool, using a toothpick, you can get a little tighter by having the tool in play. So for this one, again, I will go ahead Add a little glue. And leave a little tail. And your tails can be different lengths, as you'll see as you get working on your project, how you wanted them to fit into each other. Or you can have them all tightly rolled or loosely rolled. So now I'll show you more of a loose roll. I'll go back to using my toothpick since that's what you all have in your kit. So I'm just gently holding it, wrapping that paper to get it started, and doing a looser roll so my wrapping is still moving around on my toothpick. And this is just to show you that all of your rolls do not have to be this tight. For my finished project that you will see in the next video clip, I actually have larger spirals. It just helps spread out and fill space on your final project. And with the number of quilling pieces in your kit, you're not likely going to be able to have them all tight rolled to actually fill your shape. So that was pretty tightly rolled and on the toothpick, but now I'm just going to let it go to help it expand. I'm just going to give it a little fluffing, just kind of bounce it with my fingers. It might drop out of your hands, that's okay too. And so this one's going to have a little bit of a tighter center, but a larger outer spiral. I'm going to go ahead and add a little glue on the end to close this one off. So you can always pull on it a little bit and wrap it to get the size that you're looking for. So there's another version of a spiral that you can use. You can also take these shapes and bend at the sides and create other shapes to add into your project. So you can have ovals, you can have small cat eyes, you'll have a little bit of tacky glue sticking to your finger. And then what I did is I just went through using all of my pieces, cutting them to different lengths, creating different looks, and filled in the general shape of my heart. And now we can skip to the good part. All right, so here's a quick fast forward to my finished project. So I still use the white heart takedown as my template for where I want my pieces. I've gone ahead and cut out this gold color to be my final background. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the tacky glue in small sections on this and then move my pieces onto it. Since a few areas of my project changed in shape, I'm going to go ahead and cut apart a roll and rewrap it to fit in my new spaces. These tools are super handy. If you think this is a project you're going to want to do in the future, I still highly recommend. Do the same thing with this purple. And there is my finished heart. I hope you enjoyed this project, or at least found yourself learning a few new tricks and tips and tools to use. I'll be back next week with a pre-recorded video, as there is no in-person program.